Fucking drop that fucking beat, nigga. Acapella. Listen. No beat. Listen. You can be written. Badass bitch. Big ass titties, man. Got fucking AK size of a fucking minivan. Woo! Listen. Y'all niggas got problems? Then y'all do it. So much fucking money in my pockets, I fucking walk stupid. Hold on, watch out. Bad bitch, look good in some nice pants. Then my bitch look good in some nice pants. Niggas see me, they be like, shit, goddamn, AK-47 tucked in that nigga nice pants. Hold on. Y'all got a little nigga started on some G shit. Who that nigga that look swagged out? That's me, bitch.
It's Nike or Die, nigga.
All right. Well, we are here. It is Nike or Die. I am here with the love of my life, Young Time. I guess that's going to be your name on here.
That's fine.
Young Time. Y'all who follow me on Instagram, it's the beautiful woman yelling and laughing in the background, making all of y'all laugh. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Love of my life, So right now, she done came through with the Kyrie 3 Samurai. So I guess, my first question for you, my lovely lady, is why Kyrie's, man?
It's not just all Kyrie's. First of all, it's a couple components about the Kyrie though that I do like. One, Kyrie plays for the Cavs. I mean, you got to root for the home team. First of all. Second of all, his shoes are reasonably priced. I mean, I'm not paying $200 like for LeBron's. Them ones was $110, like right up my alley. You know what I mean? So that helps. And from all of the ones that I own, they're all comfortable. I haven't had any problems with comfort. I know when the ones came out, there was some controversy about them being narrow, but once I took the laces out and relaced them, mine were fine. Like, I don't know what people was talking about. So, plus I don't really have a wide foot anyway, so it worked out for me.
To my urging.
Whatever.
I don't know.
But, I've liked the design of them for the most part. I've not been a fan of the colors chosen for the 2s or a lot of the 3s so far.
Okay. All right.
I'm more of a fan of some of the PEs that I'll never have a chance to buy, which is sad, but whatever.
Yeah. So, I guess you're going to take Andrew White's place as the non-sneakerhead that occasionally appears on this show. Mm-hmm. This is episode 55. It's
55?
Milestone episode. So, it's a special episode for me. All right, so other than the Kyries, I know, us having lived together. Stop! Isaac!
You couldn't pause that?
It's all right. It's all for the reality, the realism. Isaac! Stop doing that! Wow. Yeah, it's all real here on Nike or Die, baby. It's all real.
You want to get really real? Go ahead and ask your next question.
Mm-hmm. So, what are some other favorite shoes you have in your very large sneaker collection?
First of all, my sneaker collection is not that large. It's like 1/25 of yours, okay? Let's start with that. Now, as you know, some of my more favorite, you mean like overall shoe or like a particular shoe within a design?
Well, both.
All right, so my top 3 shoes that I like the most, that would be my Kyrie 1 Dreams. I get a lot of head turns for those when I wear those.
Are those ones that are thrown in the living room?
They're not thrown. I wore them the day before yesterday, so they have not been restocked and placed back in their home. They may make a debut tomorrow. You never know. Okay?
Tomorrow?
You never know. But Kyrie 1 Dream is like my favorite shoe that I have. I feel that they're comfortable. I like that they're colorful, but black at the same time. You know, I'm not really a fan of white shoes.
Yeah, that's really surprising. I mean, you know, we've known each other since 2010, been together for a while. Probably one of the only females I know that doesn't like all white shoes.
Yeah, I mean, the more color, the better. The brighter, the better. So yeah, the Kyrie 1 Dream is one of my favorites. As far as Jordans are concerned, you know, I'm not like a huge Jordan fan. I do like the 7s. I think the favorite Jordan that I own would be the Aqua 8s. Those are my favorites that I own.
That's good.
As far as a Jordan that I still would like to have would be the Bordeaux 7. Bordeaux 7. Would like to have those. But, you know, I'm cheap. That's part of my problem. I'm not spending all that money on them. I could have been had them multiple times, but I'm not.
I'm the same way.
I'm not doing all that. And then, of course, you know, some classic. I know you don't really mess with them like that, but Air Max 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, they come in so many colors. Like, you can always find something to go with something. So, okay, and they're comfortable to me.
So those gray 90s are up there in your tops.
I mean, they're like regular rotation. I mean, there are some other shoes that I really like. I like the Air Max Zeros that I got from you. Thank you for that. It was a really nice gift.
You know, I try to do what I can.
Some other shoes I have, like my Flyknit Chuckers. I love those.
Yeah,
you know, I love my Chuckers.
In your top 3. I was just about to get to that. That was actually going to be my next question.
Well,
talking about your love for Flyknit.
Yeah, Flyknit, like it's a newer obsession over the past few years. What I like about the Flyknit is that it's, I ain't gonna say automatically, but usually it ends up being multiple colors. And that's what I love the most about the Flyknit. Now, it is comfortable, but, I mean, we live in Cleveland, dude. Like, it's a huge bracket of time where I can't even wear those. Like, the wind go right through them. I'm not about to be out here cold. Like, that's not happening.
Right through them.
Yeah, so my Flyknits, they get, you know, put up for the season probably about September. Don't make a debut again until April, maybe even May. So, it really depends.
What's my robe?
I don't know.
Don't even talk.
Just go on in your room and read your book.
Read a book. Read a book.
I don't even know what that means. Go read a book.
What is that?
Exactly. Go read a book.
Go read a book. Have fun. Stop looking at it as a punishment.
I will sleep now.
Yeah, you go to sleep
it's
now.
Actually, after 9. So yeah, good night.
Wait, you guys done 30?
No.
You just asked if you could go to sleep. Go to bed.
It's all over.
You ruined it for
what?
yourself.
Give me a hug.
You ruined it for yourself. We were going to let you stay up a little bit longer. You could have read your book, but go ahead and go to bed. You just asked, can I go to sleep?
No.
Go to sleep.
You ruined it now. I hope you can't sleep and you dream about it. Hey, man, come on, man. Don't do that. You way too old for that. Now, give me a hug.
I seriously have to go to bed.
Yes, you really have to go to bed now. Love you, son. All right, give your mother a hug now.
Seriously have to go to bed?
Yeah, love you. Good night.
Come on, man.
Good night. Go.
Not up for deliberation, okay? We'll see you in the morning. Night, champ. Got that shaker on your chest. I like that.
Shaker.
Don't hate.
It's just like Compton, fool.
It is. All right, good night.
Good night.
Go to sleep. So what I was thinking was, since I'm on Tuesday, we could let him stay up later tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You know. Anyway. I also love Flyknit. It does go right through your feet. My first pair of Flyknit Chuckers. I actually wore them a few times in the snow. It was a horrible experience. I didn't really realize it. at the time that it was gonna be like that. But
Yeah, it's like mesh, like
you know what I'm saying.
and not keeping nothing warm.
But I was so enthralled with the comfort of said shoe that it was good. It was good. Now
I'm picky when it comes to the shoes though. As much as I love Flyknit, the sole of the shoe matters just as much. Like I can't stand them Lunars. I'm not wearing those. That lunar sole, I cannot.
See, I love that lunar sole.
See, my Flyknits, the Chuckers, they got the 5.0 bottom. Some of my other Flyknit shoes, Prestos, I got a pair of Prestos, which those are a disappointment because they just solid blue. They're not even multicolored, but whatever. And then some of those, the women's shoes with the runners. I can't even think of what those are called. They got a
Roshis?
4.0. No, the 4.0 bottom. I don't have any Flyknit Roshis either. Flyknit Roshis look weird to me. I wear regular Roshis. Those typically need to be multicolored. I'm not wearing solid. And I prefer Roshis that don't have a white sole. I know so many of them come with that, but I prefer not to have the white sole on the Roshis.
Yeah, I think only one of mine have a white sole.
Yeah, mine,
Two.
I have those tie-dye ones.
Yeah,
Woo!
we both
Love
got them
those.
together. Yeah.
Love those. That's
wearing
another shoe to stand. I can't rock those when it's cold outside.
Yeah, it's got a lot of matching options in that joint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you still trying to get them pink 12s?
Yeah, I do want the pink 12s. Don't really know why.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that,
Yeah, I'm not like a huge, like, oh my God, I love pink. Like, I'm not one of those, but I do like pink. And I like 12s, but I don't really like any of that. Like, I don't need the taxis or anything like that. Them obsidians, like, I'm good. I'd rather have those pink ones if I'm going to go to 12 route.
All right, for sure. All right, well, that's going to wrap up the first segment. This is a news break coming up. So we're going to pause for the news brief right quick, and we'll be back in a sec.
Or we could pause for that, but we can pause to chastise our child and send him to bed.
Hey, it's real here on Nike Die, all right?
Whatever.
In the news. In the News is sponsored by
All right, time. So, fucking Trump is stopping the funding for Meals on Wheels. What's up with that? What are your opinions on it?
I mean, let's be realistic. Like, he's stopping the funding for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
He submitted several bills that include canceling things like the Environmental Protection Agency. How do you get rid of something like that? I mean, I'm particularly concerned about it because I care about the environment. Like, how you gonna try to get rid of the EPA? Like, I don't understand that. He trying to get rid of the Board of Education. How do you get rid of something like that and still function? They're trying to get rid of a lot of things. Meals on Wheels, of course, Planned Parenthood. The Republican Party never wants to give any money to Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. They don't want to give any money for people to get abortions or prevent pregnancy. But then they don't want to feed them when they be on welfare. Make up your mind. Like, which problem do you want to deal with? Do you want to prevent it? Or do you want to help deal with it once it takes place?
Seems like they want to do neither.
Exactly. They need to pick a struggle and stick with it.
All right. Well, on a lighter note, I'm old school. Like you probably did, I'm pretty sure. We both used to watch Sesame Street when we were kids in different eras. I'm glad that, now they're going to have an autistic character on there to represent, the kids with autism. I think that's real good, because it's a bigger problem. I ain't going to say it's a problem. It's just something that is
it's more common than it used to be.
Got a lot more light. And it kind of sheds the light on the fact that there are different kinds of autism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Different levels of it.
Is crazy. Like, mild all the way to severe cases. I mean, people can fall anywhere on that spectrum. So, I think it is good that they're highlighting that. And it helps to add some normalness to it, I don't want, I've been blessed to have a healthy child. But you know, if down the road that's something that I end up having to deal with on a regular day-to-day basis, I could imagine my child not really feeling welcome or accepted because of something that they don't have control over. We already got enough issues of, you know, bullying just because of age or gender or race, or I mean even within the race, skin complexion. I mean it's so many different things. So for that to be one less thing stigmatized, I'm happy to see that, and hopefully they can add a little more diversity in there. I don't really watch Sesame Street. I haven't watched it in a while. So there could be other characters already on there that are already broadening that. I remember a few years ago they had a character that was talking about having natural hair, you know, which is huge in the black community. So I'm glad to see that.
All right. We were supposed to have a really, really, really bad blizzard, but it didn't happen.
Thank God for that.
Did lose a day of work and 2 days of business at the store, which sucked. But, you know, whatever. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it for the news before we turn to our regular Nike or Die program here.
In the news. In the News is sponsored by...
Okay, so we're back. All right, now, over the years, you know, you've kind of gotten, not necessarily into the culture because you're not a sneakerhead, but I feel like you understand the culture better. Do you have any questions for me as a representative of the community, and you being somebody who understands it but is not really a part of it?
I just sometimes wonder if there's a correlation between sneakerheads and mental health issues. I say that because quite a few times I hear people say, you know, watching these different documentaries or having conversations with people that are sneakerheads, it typically starts with them being a kid, their parent couldn't afford whatever shoe it is that they wanted, and then when they get grown, it's like, oh, I get those, and like every other shoe that I want on the face of the planet. Like, to me, it seems like there's some sort of issue when it comes to compulsion or some sort of depression or something like that. You got any thoughts on that?
Well, you know, obviously I can't speak for everyone, but for myself, you know, that's kind of where mine started. You know, growing up in a middle to, well, when I was a kid, Shaker was still middle to upper class in the 80s. Going to school with kids who were actually rich and well-to-do. Not necessarily keeping up with them, but just kind of realizing that, you know, my parents were doing well, but these people here are doing even better. And their kid has everything I have and more. And I know it sounds bad, you know, like I wasn't necessarily satisfied or thankful for what I had, because I was. But, you know, being 10, 11, 12 years old, you know, I was one of them kids where I might have had the Jordans, but I wanted like every color. Or I wanted like every shoe. And a lot of that had to do not necessarily with just those kids, but with product placement and shows and commercials to kind of make the shoe, or, you know, shoes more desired to me, also along with being into sports. You know, just, as you know, I'm very into sports.
Now as a parent yourself now, right? You understand why that's not reasonable or feasible to get a child
Absolutely
a shoe in all those colors when their feet are going to just grow anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like even with our son. So let's see here. What does Isaac have? We can run through it right quick. True Blue 3s are his favorite shoes.
Hands down his favorite.
He has some the Windchill LeBron 10s. He has the Venus Flytrap Kyrie 1s, the red and black Air Raids, the white, red, and black Missions.
More white 5s.
Those Yeah, white and metallic silver 5s. He has some infrared 90s that I barely ever want him to wear because I'm afraid he'll mess them up.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to wear them for Air Max Day, though, since it's next Sunday.
Yeah.
And, he has those black and blue Shacks.
Yep.
But,
You got a pair of Timbs and a pair of, what's those black Nike boots?
Oh, Woodside, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about the Timbs and the Woodside. So he's got a nice little fleet of shoes where he could wear a different pair of shoes in, weeks' time. But, I mean, definitely now being a parent, I can see where that wasn't conducive and why that wasn't the case. But I always said to myself, when I start working, that's why I'm going to work, to just get sneakers. That's why I got a job. As well as clothes and having money for lunch and, a little bit older,
So even when you was like a teenager, it was never like, I want to get a car. Because a lot of dudes, when I was growing up, it was like, I want to get a car. It was just for tennis shoes so you can ride around on the bus.
When I was 16 through 18, it was mainly about the sneakers. It wasn't as bad. The car thing for me really didn't start until 18. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I mean, nobody ever showed me how to drive. I had to teach myself how to drive. So, the car thing, dealing with what my family was going through at the time, it just didn't really seem feasible at the time, and I didn't really have having money for the first time myself. It just went to the sneakers. I know that sounds fucked up, but yeah. In 1997, I was just thinking about sneakers and having my own money and being fresh. The car thing didn't really start until 18 for me, where I was like, I really need a car because and then even with the car thing, it was really just. For me, it was more convenient to deal with bitches if I had a car. It wasn't even the thought of I'm not out in the rain, I'm not out in the snow. It was more or less
dogs and stuff.
Yeah, it was more or less
getting robbed. None of that stuff was concerning. Yeah.
It's not that it wasn't concerning, but it wasn't at the forefront of my mind.
I'm talking about when you was 16, 17, 18. People not really thinking like that.
And it was a different time, too. I mean, this was the 90s. It was still dangerous shit happening, but it's not like now.
I feel like it was worse back then because back then, niggas was still shooting people and robbing them for tennis shoes. That don't really happen as much anymore. I don't really hear about that as much on the news. But in the 90s, that was much more prevalent.
Yeah, but to me, in our area, in Cleveland, that was like an early 90s thing. It wasn't really happening that often in the late 90s.
It was happening though. Like now it's like non-existent, but
well, yeah. I mean, in the early 90s, like this guy that my dad worked with, his kid got robbed for his Bulls coat, Bulls hat, and some 5s. They were either the white, black, and red with the silver tongue or the fire red 5s. They made him like lay down in the snow. So I never got a Bulls coat. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted one, but I never got one. I had to settle for a Lakers one.
Yeah, I mean, when my sister was in high school, you had to sell. They must have been trash during that time.
No, I mean, well, in the early 90s, this was right after Magic had to retire with the, HIV, so the Lakers stuff wasn't as sought after as it was. Everybody wanted a Bulls coat.
Yeah.
And I wanted to wear my Jordans.
Yeah, and I remember my sister, she had a boyfriend, and his little brother got killed over his Jordans and Bulls coat.
You said your who?
My sister's boyfriend at the time, his younger brother, was murdered over some Jordans and a Bulls jacket.
Wow, when was this?
In the 90s. I was little.
And
my uncle, he was a firefighter at the time. He was one of the first ones to respond to the scene, and he knew the young man because he was friends with our cousins and stuff, and he was still alive when he arrived at the scene, and he was like, they wanted my shoes, and he had worked to get the shoes, working at McDonald's, got his shoes himself, and he didn't really want to give them up. It was a struggle, and they shot him over these shoes.
Yeah.
And he ended up dying from it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it was more of a early '90s thing because a lot of that stuff was tied to gangs.
Yeah.
And gangs were, I mean, they're still here, but this isn't Chicago or Los Angeles or New York. But I feel like, yeah, it's...
You mean like the colors? It was tied to like
Yeah.
the color? I don't know if that was the case. I think it was really because, I mean, even now...
Well, I know some of it was.
I don't think that was really the case. Because
it was only certain coats that people wanted.
Yeah, bulls, because like, it was the popular stuff and the expensive stuff. Realistically speaking, somebody who's robbing people, it's either because they got something that they want that they can't have, or because they can't afford to get it themselves. Something that costs money that they can try to sell. So if they was robbing somebody, it's because they couldn't get it themselves. Because think about it, back then, it used to be lines for Jordans, but everything didn't necessarily sell out. They could have had an opportunity to go buy some of that stuff, but they probably didn't have the money. So they choose to rob people. That's like anything. Carjackers. I can't get a car. I'm going to steal this one. Joyride in it. Do whatever I need to do. And then go sell it somewhere and get some money for it. Like, it always comes back to the money for real.
Yeah. True.
But yeah, sneaker heads or whatever, they're interesting to me. Like I said, most of the documentaries and things that we watched together over the years, that's the story I usually hear is like, oh, when I was a kid, I wanted this pair of shoe, I couldn't get it, and that was that. I mean, that's kind of...
I can honestly say, at certain times, I mean, as bad as it sounds, and again, you know, my listeners, I have no problem, I don't hide nothing from them, you know, people who listen, but you know, in some years, that was all I had to make me happy. Mm-hmm. You know, like I take a year for like for example, you know, 1999. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Jody's calling right now. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, just dealing with a lot of bad stuff that you know about that I'm not necessarily gonna get into here. You know, after helping. That was really all I had to make me happy. Was at least looking nice, even if I didn't feel nice. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely compulsion, you know what I'm saying? And if I had to do it again, maybe I would have done it different, but, you know, everything happened the way it did, you know, for a reason. Mm-hmm. So... You know, it's, to me, it's probably stuff that, it's the shoes that probably served people different purposes in different ways. Mm-hmm. So, you know, but, you know, you definitely said some vital stuff there. So, I don't know, you kind of left me, I don't even really know what to say now.
Let's talk about resellers for a minute.
Oh, okay.
So, resellers irritate me. I get it. You know, everybody gotta have a hustle or whatnot. But, like, come on, man. Like, if a shoe retail for $150, especially, like, General Elite, how is you niggas selling it for $900, $1,000? Like, I don't understand it.
Well, like, are you talking about anything specific? Or
like, I just saw, like, some Yeezys for sale. For like $1,600, like how, and why?
Well, you know, I've talked about
it's killing the culture, in my opinion.
I agree. I mean, it's but it's kind of like I kind of put those people in a box. You know what I'm saying? Like
their box is getting bigger and bigger, my nigga.
I mean, there's a lot of interest in his shoes. I mean, this is on a whole nother level than even the Nike ones were. And to me, the Nike ones were better. Mm-hmm. His Louis Vuitton shoes were better than these Adidas ones. But, I don't know. It's I don't know why Yeezys are as sought after as they are. I mean, Kanye West is a musical genius. But I never thought that there would be legions of people, both black, white, Asian, Filipino, what have you, men, women, children, that want to look like that or wear his shoes.
Yeah.
to the point where you've got people not buying Jordans or other desired Nikes to try to buy these Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the people that can't afford the Yeezys, you've got the NMDs and you've got the Ultra Boosts.
Yeah.
You know, which I will say, owning one pair of NMDs, they're some of the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. And I feel like a lot of people are more comfort conscious than they were.
I've always been comfort conscious.
But everybody isn't you. Everybody didn't have that mindset. I mean, you know, there have been shoes that I really liked that weren't that comfortable that I still wanted to wear, so I just got them.
Yeah, I can't do it.
You know.
If they're not comfortable, I'm not buying them.
It's not something, I mean, being older and having a job where I have to stand, I can't really do it now. But there have been shoes that I've had to buy a size too big in order to wear them.
Yeah.
Or I had to buy them too big. But, you know, resellers, I will say, as you know, I know quite a few of them in this area. All
How
the
could you not?
big ones, you know. I understood how they used to make money in like 2012, 2013, when Nike basketball was still, we were selling out of KDs and LeBrons and Kobe's and other stuff, Barclays, Pennies. We were selling out of everything, Jordans. Now, since there's so much less, it's just all about the limited Adidas. Nike's trying to make Air Maxes like that, where resellers are going to want to try to buy them and flip them. But I think that it's changed in a way that, like, all right, yesterday everybody was salty that they couldn't get the Atmoses because Nike did on the sneakers app. They did a drawing. They didn't have it where you could just go on there and buy it. Mm-hmm. And certain people were selected, certain people weren't. You know, the company I work for, I never really say their name on the thing. The company I work for received them, but you know, there weren't many pairs to go around for everyone at other stores. I didn't really have any problems at my store. But I feel like Nike has done things to thwart resellers. They've raised the prices, mainly on Jordans, where now if a Jordan with Nike Air comes out, it's $220 instead of $190. They're producing more of them. And
how is raising the price thwarting resellers? All they gonna do is still buy them anyway and just resell them for a higher price.
But it's kind of like you're investing more money into it, so you're not getting as much money back. It's kind of like, all right,
necessarily your margin is gonna still be the same. Whether if Nike's selling for $100 and you boosting the price by $100 and you selling them for $200, you still gonna make $100 profit. If Nike's selling for $200, you still gonna sell them for $300.
But nobody's gonna buy a Jordan for $300 right now. Nobody's doing that.
Okay.
All I'm saying is all right.
Nobody's buying them for retail at $220 for real.
Which is kind of like, I guess it's a win for. All I'm saying is, look, if I have a Jordan 3, True Blue 3 in my hand, that's a $160 shoe. Mm-hmm. You know, most of the time, shoe comes out for $160 like Jordans were until 2015 when they made them $190. You could resell the shoe for anywhere from $250 to $300 depending on what it was. So now, if you're making retail of the shoe $220, selling it for $250, now you've got to make it $320. Like, there aren't many Jordans that people are willing to pay that for with the constant restocks. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing. The restocks, the price increase, and that they're making more of them.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it where it's nothing like it was 4-5 years ago.
So then I wonder from Nike's standpoint, is this harming them? Because now they're making much more product than they used to make, right?
No, I mean...
And it's not even selling out.
I don't think that they're thrilled that a lot of the shoes, now even Jordans, are being in outlets. But as you see, they've started to scale back. Mm-hmm. And they've started with Nike basketball. I really feel like eventually they're going to start doing that with Jordans. The fact that they've not only raised the price and they're making more pairs per style, they're also coming out with more of them. I mean, how many times do you see me leaving out here at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday? Do a shoe release almost every week.
Yeah.
Where before, it wasn't like that. It's probably because the Cavs and the Lakers are playing and he's calling.
Yeah.
But, you know, to me, it's just different.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, I feel like Nike is making some serious changes because they're not really winning like they used to. Adidas is kind of stepping their game up.
Yeah, I still won't say Adidas is winning though.
No. They've stepped their game up. They're certainly kind of put a wedge in there for Nike, but they're not killing them or nothing like that. I mean, me personally, I probably only own 2 pairs of Adidas and 1 Reebok. Like, 2 Reeboks tops. Like, I'm mostly a Nike shoe person.
I don't think you have any Adidas anymore.
I sold them all. Got rid of them all.
There's the thing, all you have are those fluxes.
Yeah,
And
I don't have no Adidas then. And I think I got 1 pair of Reeboks.
Those Fury Lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I feel like Nike had to pay attention a little bit more. Because they messed up with the Kanye thing. They messed up on that. That was an opportunity for them, and I don't know what all happened there. I mean, he is a lunatic and all that, but, they kind of messed up by letting him go. I mean, they had an opportunity to get a lot of money off of him.
Well, I feel like they made a lot of money off of him.
But they've missed out on quite a bit more.
True. So, yeah. That's some good points. We could have been doing this.
Could we?
Yeah. I've been doing this since we were at the other house.
Yeah.
So,
It's like or die, nigga.
Oh, you know what? I gotta say that one time for the people. Snake or die, nigga.
I laugh, man. That's funny.
Well, look. I'm about to venture into uncharted territory here. But, it's really, having you on the show is just, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's really just a conversation now.
Yeah. But, it's time. The ounce of pride. Will you marry me?
Are you serious right now?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God! Yes! I cannot believe you. You gonna propose to me on Nike or Die right now? Like, oh my God.
Well, I had to do it in a way that was...
Oh my God, I love you so much. I love you.
I love you too.
Oh my God, you straight tricked me.
Yeah, well, I try to do what I can, So, on that note, we're going to go ahead and go now. She said yes. So,
Oh my God. It's Nike or Die, nigga. Oh my God.
It's Nike or Die.
Yep. So, we are now engaged. So, now it may not have been nobody here but me and you. Isaac is in there. But now anybody who listens to this, and we have it on tape, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Once you can get past the Tyler Creator intro.
I hate him.
Yeah. Well, appreciate y'all for listening. I'm going to close it off with something good, something different.
sponsored by Cadillac Motor Car Division and your Cadillac dealer. Best of all, it's a Cadillac. Miller High Life. Welcome to Miller Time. And by General Motors. Extra time, extra effort, and attention to every detail. GM is committed to excellence.